Very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And here we are with our NTA UGC net preparation for paper 1 batch, that is which is conducted every day live. But as you all know that in this particular week, the live classes couldn't happen, but from Monday onwards, we will be back with our live classes. And the topic for the live classes will be research aptitude MCQs. So you have to get set ready now. And we are ensuring that as your exam period is less by, so we have to completely focus a lot on the practice of all and every unit. So we'll be accordingly taking care of everything. Today we are discussing a communication unit wherein we have a crash course MCQ series and we are going to take a mock test of this. So before we go, let's quickly start with respect to UGC paper 1 now. I mean to say, as I said that in the coming course, I mean to say the complete crash course which we have for that, the new batch is going to start from 23rd of May, wherein we have daily live lectures, notes on all the topics, last 10 years question papers, a test series which is consisting of 2,500 MCQs. And from 23rd of May, as I said, we'll be starting the research topic, which will be live every day 9 p.m. You can download the same from the Global Online app, or you can ping us on the WhatsApp also. Now the fees for paper 1 is rupees 3,500. What you can do is that you can go on the Google Play Store, type as Global Online. Once you type this thing, you get this type of interface, which is on the screen. You have to register with the help of registered mobile number, get an OTP. Then you can go with the crash course, and wherein, you will get this particular interface. Now in that you have the content part. Each and every unit is divided into folders. You can open the unit, see the theory lectures, the MCQ lectures, the notes, and the evaluation test. Today's evaluation test is on communication, that is COO2. And as you all know, now the paper 1 fees is 3,500. At the same time, we have paper 2 also, paper 2 notes and MCQs. The subjects for paper 2s are on the screen. You can just check it out. And for this, in case if you want to avail the facility, you can get in touch with us. The fees for the same is rupees 1,500. So now let's start the question for mock test, that is communication. The first question on your screen is effective communication presupposes. Okay, so what your effective communication, what is a pre-requirement of your effective communication, whether it is non-alignment, whether it is domination, whether it is passivity, or whether it is understanding. So from the given below, now ensuring everyone, as I told in the last class itself, your speed of answering should be very quick now. You have to understand very well that you are going to suppose the answer in one almost a minute, so that it will help you to practice more as per the set time limit. So effective communication presupposes, yes. So I was just waiting so that everyone could answer. Okay, and definitely your answer should be right. So because you can go with the elimination round also. So pre-communication supposes nothing but, nor alignment. So it's not non-alignment, it's not domination or passivity, because it talks about the negative characteristics. Effective communication presupposes understanding. Then in communication process, signs derive meaning through what? Subjectivity of various components, subjectivity of the decoder, network of interrelations, or neutrality of the channel. So in the communication process, now we know what is the communication process. In that, the signs derive, the signs which are used in the communication process is derives what? Okay. So the subjectivity, the objectivity, or the network, or the neutrality of the channel. So yes, these are some questions which we have done earlier. On the revision basis, I'm taking this question so that, when we go for the next level of preparation, you should, the fresh set of questions will be given, which will help you to prepare yourself best. Okay. So in communication process, signs derive meaning through, yes, network. It is science. It means it is nothing but it talks about networks of interrelationship in the communication process, not the subjectivity, nor the objectivity, nor the neutrality, because again this indicates what? This indicates not an true or effective communication way or sign. Okay, coming to question number 3, Now, what do communicated words carry in the classroom situation? So here they have mixed the communication topic with the classroom situation. So if we talk about communication in the classroom, what it indicates inspiration, controversy, or introspection, or it indicates diversion, criticism, irrationality, instability, irrationality, and non-acceptance, or it is talking about power structure and tradition. So if you see now, like for example, let's assume that you're not understanding the the options, but if you see in some of the options, you can enumerate these options wherein they have given some negative characteristics. So if you're talking about a classroom communication, how the classroom communication should be, whether it should be of controversy, which is given in the first option, or criticism, or non-acceptance. Obviously, if you see option number all the options and you try to find out, you will definitely able to do this question correctly. So yes, when we talk about classroom communication, nor it talks about controversy, nor criticism, nor non-acceptance, because those words are very regular words and you can understand them. But yes, it talks about the power, it talks about the structure, and it talks about the tradition. It means the authority, the structure of the classroom, and this tradition, the values of the classroom. So yes, the right answer is option number D. Now, as a good classroom communication, you are supposed to know what? Are you supposed to know the audience emotions? Are you supposed to know the client cues? Are you supposed to know the artful pauses? Or are you supposed to know the counter agreement? So as a good classroom communicator, what are you supposed to, know? Communicator, it means you are communicating something. You are, you are taking a lead to communicate. You're taking the initiative to communicate. So what should be the quality of a good communicator? Whether you should know the emotions, or the cues, or the pauses, or the counter counter or arguments. So what exactly is your speciality, what exactly is the quality which a classroom communicator needs to have? Okay, very good. So yes, I mean to say, I want everyone to answer and answer quickly, as I said, because now our agenda is not only answering the question, but also ensuring that you're answering the question on time. So yes, it is artful pauses. It talks about what? It talks about uh, the the way communication should come, exactly when to, when to halt, when to speak, and when to go ahead. That is a important thing which a communicator should be aware of. Then figure out the components of non-verbal communication in the following. Non-verbal, so facial expression, cultural face, sitting arrangement, whether it's the speed of utterance, the factor, or the autistics, or you're talking about how you sound, physical ambience, or the teacher learner distance, or the facial experience, or the kinesis, or the personal space. So what exactly it is talking about? Okay, the non-verbal communication, we are talking about what? We are talking about the non-verbal communication. So what does it talks about in non-verbal communication? So yes, waiting for your answers, everyone, so that you get time, as well as you are, uh, faster in giving your answers, or understanding the concept and giving your answers. Anyone who is, having a doubt of acoustics, it means nothing but, like for example, when we say the sense to hear the sound, so that is called as acoustic. So non-verbal communication will be what it will be the actual component of a non-verbal communication. So let's see. Yes, so if you see again over here, see facial expressions, sitting arrangement, does not supports the non-verbal communication. Speed of utterance, speed. So it is means when you speak. So definitely it does not again supports your non-verbal communication. Teacher learner distance, or how high sound does not clearly indicates non-verbal communication. Yes, but your facial expressions, your personal space, okay, and your kinesthesia, that is your body language, it properly indicates, or it are the main components, you can say, which are a part of what your non-verbal language communication. Okay, now, which of the following are the basic factors of effective listening? That is opinionation, stare, glare, and interruptions, aggressive questioning, continuous cues, and frequent movement, Metoism, glancing sideways and offering advice, or acknowledgement of thoughts, reflection, and open-ended questions. So what basically are the factors of listening? Now listen to the question very carefully. The question talks about what? Effective listening. So it is giving emphasis to what? It is giving emphasis to listening. So now the options given below, in that you talk about, take an example, at an elimination you can go, even if suppose you're not having an idea of this question or a topic, but still, the question is very clear. So you can go with elimination round and, try to find out what is your right answer. You can at least try these techniques from now onwards, so that, slowly we gradually we practice and we come to, we come to a clear answering of a question in a right manner. So yes, I have given enough time for you to come up with the right answer. So when we talk about the basic factors of listening, that is, effective listening. So it talks about, see, it is upon opinionation. Staring, glaring does not, talks about effect. Listening does not, comes in picture over here. Continuous cues and frequent movement, again, we do not talk about listening clearly. Glancing and offering advice does not, again, talks about listening very clearly. So it is acknowledgement of thoughts, reflection, open-ended questions. Wherein we have to put all our, factors of listening in order to come to a correct understanding. So yes, acknowledgement of thoughts, reflection, and open-ended questions. Asking open-ended questions are a factors of effective listening, because unless and until you do not listen, you will not definitely come up with that. Yes. Now, the choice of communication partners is influenced by the factors of what? So when we talk about the partnership of communication, so what does it tell? Proximity, utility, secrecy, or, it is talking about dissimilarity or dissonance or divisions. Okay. So what exactly, when you talk about partners communication, what does it exactly it indicates, or what it tells? Okay. Yes, waiting for the answer. I just want, in case if you have not read the question, you can just read the question properly and talk. In case, okay, in case if you do not know the meaning of dissonance, okay, dissonance is nothing but, where you lack harmony. So there is a lack of harmony in dissonance. So now let's see whether it will help you to understand and come up with the answer clearly. Now, say I've given you a hint. So you should know from the options what exactly comes to a right path of the answer. So yes, see, so lack of harmony, dissonance, if you see, is, it was easy way. But as I said, unless and until you do not know, now I have telling you the meaning, but you should be able to, tell the get the meaning very clearly. So dissonance talks about what? Lack of harmony. Okay, so it talks about uh, which are the factors which are not needed. So when we talk about the partner communication, it talks about the proximity, the space, the utility, and the loneliness, which are the important factors. Okay. Language of the communication also continues what? A random world, okay, or a social world, or a divine world, or an unsantified world. So see, language, when you talk about communication, does it talks about anything random? Does this talk about anything divine, or does this talks about any sanctified? So here also, on the basis of, see, today's question, no, I just wanted to tell you that if you understand the meaning of the things very well, and if you put that into practice with the help of elimination round, you will be definitely coming up with the right option, that also in a lesser time. That's what the today's questions were all based on. So yes, the language of communication definitely will not be random, divine, or unsanctified, but it will definitely about what? It will be about the social world. Okay. Yes. Imagine that you're working in an educational institution where the people are of equal status. Many times this type of examples are seen when they're talking you to recognize the type of communication. So which method of communication is best suited or normally employed in such context? Okay, so which type of communication, takes into consideration? Um, so whether it is horizontal, okay, that is at an equal phase, whether it is vertical, that is in hierarchical base, whether it is corporate communication, or you can call it as organization communication also, or whether it is cross communication. Okay. So yes, when you're working at in the educational institution with the people of equal status, we have done this very well in the theory class also. It talks about what? It talks about, yes, very good, that it talks about horizontal communication. Okay. Next, identify the important element a teacher has to take cognizance, that is, take cognizance, it means consider while addressing the students in the classroom. So it is talking about teacher and student classroom communication, whether it is avoidance of proximity, voice modulation, repetitive pause, or fixed posture, which is one of the important element when the communication takes place between a classroom or within a classroom, sorry. So what is considered as avoidance of proximity? Now you know what is the meaning of proximity. Okay, space you can talk about. Okay, voice modulation, repetitive pauses, and fixed posture. Now see, again here you can definitely, you know, come up with the elimination way. Now which is that element which will recognize the students and teacher communication in the classroom. So it is definitely not the proximity, not the pauses, repetitive pauses. In fact, should not, it's not correct in case if it is not needed. Fixed posture when it has a control, but here it is talking about normal, you know, addressing the communications. It is voice modulation. It is very, very important when a classroom communication is conducted. Now, what are the barriers of effective communication? So obviously you have one topic of barriers of communication. So moralizing, judgmenting or commenting, a dialogue, summary or review, simple use of words, or defensive attitude, or a statement or a eye contact, and simple narration. So again here also see there are high chances you, if you understand the question very well, you will get properly the elimination. Elimination is clearly visible over here, but you need to take a gist of that and, you know, come out best with that understanding. So when we talk about effective barriers, okay, so it is, yes, it is basically moralizing anyone, being judgmental or comments. Okay, so you know, it is like commenting anyone. Self review, okay, defensive attitude, or eye contact does not talks as in one of the barrier. It is, you know, in fact eye contact is must in the communication, so it does not leads to barrier. So as I said, no, that's what, if you talk about eliminating properly all the options, you will definitely come to a right answer. And today's all the questions were like that. Okay, then aspects of voice other than speech is called as what? So what gets considered into voice? Is it a physical language? Is it a personal language, or para language, or delivery language? So which indicates the aspects of voice? Yes, it is very good. We have done this question many times in a different way. So yes, aspect of voice indicates what? Aspect of voice indicates physical language, personal language, para language, or delivery language. So yet it's only and only indicates para language, or, you know, where we have all the aspects of, you know, para language consider the aspects of voice, and hence it is one of the you know, aspect which is of the voice other than speech. Okay, now question number 13, explain the type of communication which is affected by its reception, transmission, non-regulation, or context. So any type of communication basically will be affected by what? Reception or transmission or non-regulation. Again, reception, transmission, non-regulation does not indicates, you know, whether a requirement of communication. Communication will be affected only and only with the help of the context, the content. Okay, the purpose, what exactly the communication is about. Okay, now attitude, actions, and appearance in the context of classroom communication are considered as what? So when we talk about the attitude, when we talk about the actions, or when we talk about the appearance in the classroom communication, it indicates what? Verbal, non-verbal, impersonal, or irrational uh, attitude, I mean to say irrational communication or context. So basically, yes, when we talk about attitudes, actions, and appearance, it is more of focusing into what? It is more of focusing into non-verbal communication. Yes. Now, classroom communication is the basis of what? Now, this type of question, you know, is expected in teaching aptitude also in a different way. When you talk about teaching aptitude, and when it comes to communication is in different way. So what is the classroom communication and basis of what? What exactly it indicates? Is it external in inanities? Okay. passivity or aggression. See, aggression, inanities, or passivity, this again are what, this again talks about your the negative qualities, or you can say you can tell it as what it talks about your uh, qualities which are not required, or which cannot be, rather than required, I can say, which cannot be a part of what your effective communication. So what it tells us, it tells about all the negative qualities. Inanities, if anyone does not know, so it is a remark which does not makes any sense. So no sense in that remark. So no, obviously the classroom communication should make sense. So inanities is odd man out. Passivity, no, it is not allowed. Aggression, again, it's not allowed. So the classroom communication should be totally based on what, a social identity. Okay, so as I have already informed you that this week little bit I was tied up in certain work, and that's the reason I couldn't take live lectures from, but Monday onwards we'll be having definitely live lectures. And for this you have also evaluation test as C002. So please check that. It will help you to enhance your practice and try to assure that you are attempting this evaluation test and making yourself very perfect for your upcoming examination, which is very hardly few days, I mean to say, hardly few days are left for a final examination. So yes, your practice of your preparation should be doubled. So yes, see you everyone on Monday with reference to research aptitude topics. Okay, thank you everyone.